your father's name is on one of them, Niall Stack. So it's a fantastic link for us to have. And at the moment, I'm writing a book on Tom Doodle. I'm writing it for 11 years. I just haven't got it right. I'm going to put Jo Stack now, who is treasurer of the Listowel Juvenile GA Club, as well as being a fantastic RT broadcaster with the sports department and a brilliant human being. And a fellow Ashes man, born on William Street as well, of course.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everyone. The thing about the Keanes always is you rarely need to ask him a question, so he has answered there in that little soliloquy all the questions that I had planned to ask him this morning. But I'll try and set the scene a little bit more. As was mentioned already, Charles Stewart Parnell spoke from the window of the Listowel Arms Hotel in 1891. It's one of the times that he used the phrase, "Let no man set a boundary to the march of a nation." And just 60 years later, in that pub up the street there that Vincent was talking about, that's now Brenda Wolf's bookshop, it is Brenda's place, isn't that Curly Connor's pub, the plan was put in place for the Doodle party, copious amounts of drink taken. Joy to him of the porter tooth was one of the toasts that they used to make. But you must remember, in this modern day and age, and we've just had a general election now where I suppose there was a large protest vote if you look at the number of independents and the amount of time it took them to form a government. But that's nothing new, because back in those days, as John mentioned, when there was maybe the bitterness of the Civil War still remaining, when you had political leaders speaking in the town to an audience of 400, you still had 4 or 5 local individuals who were able to put something together that I suppose was showed people thumbing their nose at the political establishment, and nothing more than that than Tom Doodle. But John is still there, because one of the things I wanted to ask you was, do you think that there was real, I suppose, Civil War bitterness still existing around this? Well, maybe Vincent can come in on this as well, that caused people like your father and Tommy Murphy and the rest of them to decide to put together Tom Doodle?
The Civil War politics is still in the store, a small bit for the older people. Civil War politics was very strong when I was a young fella. Look at Ballyseedy and Knocknagosh and places. People don't forget too easy. But we do. But I think that depends on the human being. You see, either Tommy Murphy was a bit cracked. It depends on the individual. The Civil War politics.
Images. Now, that was owned by a family originally called Nailers. Son Kelly, who you would often hear on Sunday Miss Sunday, was born there. He was in my class going to school. His mother was a milliner, May Naylor. And May Naylor was a very quiet woman who kept herself, worked her day inside the counter, head down, making lovely hats. Now, there was a woman here called Jo Wilmott. She was the exact opposite. She was outgoing. And Jo Wilmott had 2 pigs, known as Hansel and Gretel. And she used to have to go around looking for the slops from all the neighbours. And she used to have an enamel bucket. But during the first writer's week, Babe Jo had collected her slops and was standing at the door giving a running commentary of who was going up and who was coming down Trust Street. Now, just before I tell the story, in the 1950s, the first lot of Irish troops to go overseas since the wild geese were sent to the Belgium, the Congo. And during their time there, 7 soldiers were massacred in a massacre called the Nyemba Ambush. Now, they got a horrible death, but the people that killed them were known as the Lubas. And that was for the first time it came into the vernacular of the Irish population. Nobody ever knew what a beluga was before. But after that, if you wanted to insult somebody, you would call them a dusty beluga. But Babe Jo